a little wordy here, so bear with me. Van Leeuwen's vegan oat milk brown sugar chunk. This is going to round out a pack they sent me a while back. This is, once again, probably about a year old. Can't remember exactly. Definitely a 2020 shipment. And if you're unfamiliar with Van Leeuwen, they're out of New York City. I was able to visit their shop on my trip there. Nothing against you, Van Leeuwen, but much, much, much better ice cream in the shop, the actual scoop shop itself, rather than out of the pints. I've had, I want to say it was a 6-pack, not sure, maybe 5-pack. Of the 4 or 5 I reviewed, this is the last one, but the previous ones have not fared so well in the rating game at all. Spoiler alert though, we're dealing with a good one, a sneaky good one. So, it's made with oat milk. Don't let that scare you. It's vegan, obviously. And along with that oat milk base, they mix in some dark brown sugar. So it's really a dark brown sugar oat milk ice cream with cookie dough, brownies, and candied oat clusters. Here's a little glimpse of it. Let's knock out the base. Texturally, for oat milk, vegan, the whole 9 yards, it's good. I've had better. It's not the creamiest, although it is creamy. Dense, sure. Don't know if I would consider it premium ice cream. It's close, it's on the border. But the flavor, I think they nailed. So it's a dark brown sugar base. So it's sweeter. Dark brown sugar basically means more molasses. So I wouldn't call it a true molasses flavor. I think that the molasses itself is adding a bunch of sweetness, but it almost adds some caramel tones. So very sweet, little molasses, heavier on the caramel type of flavor in the base, and it's quite good. So as I was saying just prior to discussing the base, we have cookie dough, we have brownies, and we have candied oat clusters. I'm down for all of these. The most abundant was easily the cookie dough. And you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 right up here. 5th one down here. And they're great. I can't complain one bit about the cookie dough. A good size chunk, ball, whatever you want to call it. Great texture, moist, gooey, chewy, a little gritty. It's just like eating raw cookie dough. Flavor is exactly what you would expect too. It builds on the base even more because of the brown sugar in there, dark brown sugar. It's very sweet, very sugary. And I wouldn't say it blends in with the base because it is sweeter, but it enhances the whole dark brown sugar flavor even more throughout the ice cream. Unfortunately, the other 2 mix-ins, that is the brownies and the candied oat clusters, were lacking, I'll say tremendously. I had 1 brownie at the top. Here's the second one, which is the biggest I've come across, so that's good. This is much larger. I got a little itty bitty guy here, so it's very sporadic, not nearly as consistent as the cookie dough, unfortunately. The cookie dough heavily, way outnumbered both of these other mix-ins. Not the densest or gooeyest of brownies. They could be more moist. They're kind of, I don't want to say dry, but light. Light's a better word, almost fluffy. Flavor, it's typical of a brownie. Rich fudge. The chocolate, the addition of just a fudge richness, a chocolateness, chocolate flavor amidst all this ice cream. It's what this pint needed to kind of break things up between the brown sugar, which we'll get into the oat clusters too, because that kind of builds on the same type of flavor. So the chocolate is a welcome addition. Looks like I found one more guy down there at the bottom, fairly large one. Still way outnumbered by the cookie dough, but found one more brownie. Lacking even more so than the brownies, fortunately, are the oat clusters. And I've got just the tiniest one here for you to see, but it's better than nothing, right? So you can see there's actually 3 small chunks, 2 right here, and then there's a 3rd one over here to the left. And they kind of remind me of basically like granola in every way, texturally, flavor, the whole 9 yards. They're candied, so they're a little gritty, let's say. Got like a coating to them. And they're oats. They're like, it's like chewing on raw oats. So they're kind of chewy, but by no means like overly hard. It's a nice chew. I dig the chew. Flavor-wise, same thing. A little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of honey, a different type of sweet, a slightly different type of sweet compared to all the brown sugar in the cookie dough in the base. There just needs to be more of them. Despite being, as far as flavor, like all around good, I'm still disappointed. Like this is, for Van Leeuwen standards especially, this could have been, I mean, we're talking like 8.5, maybe even 9, had all the mix-ins been there, the brownies and the oat clusters. Cookie dough is fine. I have no issue with the oat milk base either. It tastes great. But you didn't execute. It's missing a lot of those said mix-ins, brownies and oat clusters, candied oat clusters. Oh, and what are you doing trying to sneak this, let me dial down this light for you guys to see. Trying to sneak one past us in these 14-ounce containers. You know that's not a pint, Van Leeuwen. You're shorting me here. An ounce, maybe 2 ounces. Nonetheless, it's got good flavor. There's just some quality control issues. We need more mix-ins. Nonetheless, still gonna give it a pretty good grade based on the flavor and textures of the mix-ins. Like I said, we just need more of them throughout. Van Leeuwen's vegan oat milk brown sugar chunk gets a 7.5 out of 10.